wouldn't be too surprised if we're going to see a B execute once again, basically just smoking off both, entry from spawn and the coils area.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like, you could see slowly three members from NIP are just wandering around in banana.
Yeah, starting to set up, it looks like. Seems like Get Right is just doing Get Right things.
Yeah.
Which is, run around, try and draw attention to himself in this case. But this is definitely to get EnVy to focus over here. Get Right going to launch himself out through short. Is he going to spot the headshot? No, he will not. Kyoshima finds him instead. And now the push begins on the other side of the map. It is going to be that B push, and NBK is getting 2 kills with the Nova already. Then that's not even this. Happy. Happy just obliterates him.
Yeah, that one.
What I wanted to say was, and that's not all. Happy is still here, right? So already NBK, that's what, like $900 per kill? So that's what, 1,800?
Yeah, I mean, loads of money for MBK actually, and they handled that pretty easily. I think Get Right obviously wanted to get more out of that than what he did, and but the execute from NIP wasn't that effective. But obviously, it's hard to really avoid shotgun pellets through smoke. I mean, it's hard to know where to jump in that case. So it was, just a solid hold from Envy. And already, the game of chicken is over, because now NIP decide that enough's enough, and they're actually going to do one proper eco before they actually choose to buy up.
As far as they're concerned, it's supposed to be Envy who are the ones forcing up in this scenario. Instead, Shoxy's going to get dropped down to around half HP, so that's some good damage done to him initially already to start.
Yeah.
Just looking to get anything out of this. This is a hard eco from NIP as well, so just Glocks, not even a P250 to be found. So curious to see if they're going to be able to overwhelm, but this is all about just drawing the attention over to this A site once again, but this time they're committing a few more guns to the task. Get Right is not going to be the only one here. Instead, Kyoshima's going to find Forrest, who's trying to fall back, and NBK is already pre-firing through the smoke. He sees it coming, but then the push down mid here from Envy as well. They're just going to box NIP in. It turns into a slaughter. This is the blender. Exist is already managing to pick up at least one frag, but that is all they will manage here. So very clean anti-eco round coming out here from Envy.
Yeah, not much of a loss really at all. Only Smith's dying. On the other hand, I mean, you can expect much more from NIP just going a full eco. This is going to be the most interesting round though, obviously. First buy round, or first proper buy round really, if you don't, exclude the pistols. And NIP have been able to buy up fully with smokes, and nearly everyone has 2 flashes as well. So we're probably going to see a slow execute coming up from NIP.
And I was hesitating for a second there because I thought that NBK would actually hold on to the Nova in this situation. That would have been a bit ambitious, greedy perhaps.
I think definitely greedy would be the right way.
Yeah, that would be a lot of money, but if they come rushing at you, you're not going to be around for long. Only really JW can pull that off with the Swag 7. Now, this is something that we do not see every day, however.
This is actually really cool. Not really sure how they, who they're gonna, sacrifice pretty much. But the idea is that one of the players actually show themselves to the point where, if he dies, he dies. But NIP are definitely not going to expect the second guy around to be there. But it seems like they've actually gone away from it. I wonder if Forrest actually caught that.
He caught that smoke. There you go. Smith does manage to make it out in one piece. He does get tagged down a little bit, but Forrest, the timing there, he does manage to spot that smoke. But that smoke goes down at a good time. 35 seconds left in this round here. NIP are quickly running out of time. Shoxy with a great pop flash in. Takes out Get Right, but Exist blinded. Takes out Smith. It's going to be down to Kyoshima now, who peeks out and drops the bomb carrier over on Arch. And that is a big kill right there for EnVyUs. They're going to be able to really slow down the NIP push. It seems like NIP have managed to get control of short and get control of pit as well. But Shoxy's only temporarily given this up. He's waiting on the rotation to come in here from his mates.
Oh, and that's a big opportunity lost there for Forrest. He could have easily picked up one of the rotators. Instead, he actually goes down to MBK now. A lot of this has, it's pretty much on Freiberg here in pit. This is doable.
I mean, he's got a solid position. Oh, and he almost gets the double spray. Takes out the first one, could get the second. He drops him down so low and nearly takes out Happy as well. Freiberg going way too close to pulling that off. A 1v3 clutch would have been huge for NIP.
That would have been massive, and just one more bullet from any of his teammates actually onto either Keo or Happy there would have done it. Really. Unfortunately for NIP, they do get the bomb plant though, so it's not all lost, and they will be able to buy up again. And you can see the heavy focus on picking up smokes, and this is obviously because they want to execute, properly. They actually want to push up once they actually decide to go.
Curious right now. It looks like there is going to be. They're changing up their smokes as well for the B side. You know, they're a little bit too late there to block off the bottom. So what they do, they just change it up. And this is actually being used as a bit of a bait as well. So I do like these changes in strategy. Get Right has got to be kicking himself right now. That's 2 rounds in a row. He gets caught by that pop. That's a problem. And then a nice little flash in there. Smith gets them to line up, just doing the damage. They're not going to be able to pick up the kills, but still getting the information. And now Shoxy rotates in on short. It's just turning into a crossfire, a series of crossfires here that NIP are having to deal with. Freiberg not going to be able to return the frag onto Shoxy, but he does spot out Kyoshima crouching in the corner, and that'll be a good kill there. 2 kills coming in for Freiberg. And he is the man, I mean, he is the man you can count on in these kinds of situations. He just turns up for NIP nearly every single time.
And now, you know, the hero from the finals for NIP, Ali, it's his time to shine here. Did get the bomb plant though, so that, you know, that's already secured money for NIP for the next round.
That's the important bit, really, that bonus 800. But right now he's going to be in a bit of an awkward spot. Crossfire situation, and that's almost like 3 angles at that point that he has to watch. You know, the smoke both sides and then short behind him. Very difficult position for himself to find, or for him to find himself in. But still, you're right. He gets that bomb plant out of it. That bonus money is going to go a long way.
And NIP are just going to keep pressing the issue really as long as they can. As long as they're going to get a bomb plant, they're just going to continue to buy. Because this way, well, you know, they're not exactly keeping EnVyUs money low, but, you know, they're keeping them under pressure, and they'll always have the potential of actually picking up a round.
And again, a different strategy here from Envy as well at the opening, at the beginning of this round. Happy with the peek. Is he going to get another flash in? He has to hear the steps. They don't check. They check too late, but Forrest does get the kill in time. Way too close, and they even make it out in one piece. NBK taking some nade damage. That was just silly. And then the push through, a great flash, completely blind, and NBK not able to line up his spray. Double entry frag for Exist onto the B site, and NIP, every member is still alive. They will get the bomb plant, and they will secure this round. Although Kyoshima will have something to say about that. Takes out Get Right, but 2v4 retake on the B site, it's going to be a bit much to ask.
No, it's not worth it, really. It's that simple for MB. Even though they, you know, they have a bit of bank, much safer to just go back and, well, yeah, hold on to your weapons if that is possible. And with the money situation NIP find themselves right now, they don't really have the opportunity to waste, you know, potential easy AKs that they could hold on to.
Instead, they're making use of the nades to try and check these angles. Shoxy's going to, well, he's finally going to hunt down Forrest. You killed by in-game later.
But yeah, I mean, again, that was a bit of a weird round because it's simply, like, Envy had loads of situations where they actually should have come out ahead. Happy should have definitely had the frag onto Forrest outside of B there. And then, obviously, Exist does a great job popping through the smoke and actually catches one of the Envy members off guard. But MBK, he definitely had a very easy job compared to his teammate to actually pick up that revenge frag on Exist. And with that done, you know, already it's down to a 3v3 instead. No, I mean 2v3, which is more manageable.
Oof, man, that is just so clean there by Kyoshima and Shoxy, both peeking together, double peek, and 2 guys from NIP just walk right into it. This is end of days here for NIP. If they lose this round, their money is going to get reset. Despite them staying alive with a reasonable number of rifles, they can't really afford for their money to turn into a jigsaw puzzle quite yet, or a seesaw. You know, it needs to stay level. It's just going to slow things down, you know, going into the rest of this match. So for now, it looks like a bit of a cheeky smoke coming out here. Unhappy. Is he going to find the angle? They're literally right on top of each other. Is this going to happen? Forrest, man. Okay, then. How does this play out? Forrest, the sleuth, the sneak. He's managing to get in here. Smith, however, is holding this angle. He's going to catch him off guard. Happy just turns around, but it's not fast enough.
That is, I mean, we do have the benefit of, you know, seeing this with X-ray and all that. It always looks so awkward.
Of course, right? It's like, oh, does he see? Does he see? I mean, no way for it. That was just perfect. I mean, Forrest still getting the kill onto Smith. I'm wondering if Smith just, that was like the moment that he unscoped or something along those lines. But Alu now with only 15 seconds left on this clock to actually get a bomb plant. He's getting boxed in. They know exactly where he is. HE's going to go the wrong way, and Happy, he will get his his third frag of the round.
A solid ramp from EnVyUs once again. And yeah, as you said, you know, NIP's money situation not the greatest, and with not even getting a bomb plant, they're just going to have to go with base stalls once again.
That was it right there. That round being able to get reset. flipped over. I mean, they now are down to like, what, 1,400? They're going to be around like the 3K mark if they're investing a little bit, actually. So they're just evening things out, seeing if they can't get lucky here. But Kyoshima, again, I'm liking this from Envy, man. They're switching up their defense on the B side. They're switching up their defense on the A side. They're becoming very difficult to predict as far as NIP are concerned. The NIP are not going to know where to look. But there's going to be a quick arch push here, trying to capitalize on Smith and the AWP, and Forrest is going to connect with the headshot. Kyoshima will catch Get Right lurking. Get Right, this is just not his day in apartments. He's getting evicted round after round.
I do get the bomb pump though, so even though they're going to most likely get cleaned up here, it's only Freiburg left. Still very good round from NIP. Absolutely. And actually, one of the things you mentioned, you know, EnVyUs, you know, changing things up, you know, round by round. We went and seen a couple of different setups of how they want to play apartments and that kind of stuff, and it's really caught Get Right off guard. He actually hasn't been able to contribute with anything at all so far, and that really needs to change if NIP wants to, you know, get more T rounds, because right now Shox and Kyoshima are basically just, you know, having a happy time covering that area, and they can actually happily just clear that out early on and then easily, you know, feel safe about rotating, so they don't really have to feel that pressure towards the bomb site.
You know, it's a bit distressing to see Get Right with only 1 frag on the board as well. He's supposed to be your point man. Happy gets out of there with 4 HP. I think that turned into a game. I mean, that was also just watching. Kyoshima's going to catch Forrest off guard up in apartments. He's got a mate watching his back as well. Get Right wisely does not commit to that. He will not give up his frag easily. So they do end up coming out ahead here, Envy. They eventually get, or NIP, that is, eventually get control of apartments. They've taken quite a bit of damage doing so. Now I'm wondering if they're going to go ahead and pressure Smith again, because they were lucky with it last time. Now Freiburg, he's got that AWP. He's going to get clipped, immediately taken out. Smith going to flick onto Exist. Could he find the third as well? He's trying to peek it, but Ali will not let him. Tagged down to Oblivion. You're not going anywhere. And this is now just a question of whether NIP can run this bomb onto the site. 2v4, 2 guys in the pit holding for Envy. This is going to be so difficult now. It has to be just a sick shot, and Alu just barely whiffs it. Not going to get another opportunity either. 30 seconds left. It's just ticking down. But Happy makes the mistake of peeking, and Get Right was wisely holding Library, making sure that that rotation was not meant to be.
And actually, if NIP wanted in that situation, they could have gone towards the B bomb site where there would have been a sole defender. Instead, they kind of forced their way up on the B bomb site. And you could actually make an argument for that, you know, as soon as they get that frag onto Happy, they should actually just set sail for the B bomb site. I mean, obviously, you're not going to have the knowledge of as to what position the guy remaining on B is playing, but, you know, it's still a better situation for you to be in a 1v2, no, 2v1 than, you know, a 2v2. But yeah, new round for EnVyUs, and it's back to pistols once again for NIP.
They have just not been able to get their feet under him at all this half. NBK is going to be the first man to pick up a frag. Pop flash there into pool. It's going to slow things down even further for NIP. NBK taking a peek with the CZ, though. He's going to have to fall back, but Happy is just going to take all the frags. He wants all of them. He can't even hold all these frags. Instead, he's going to be shocked. He wants a piece of that as well, so he's going to get in there and get some too. But Envy now sitting on 9 rounds and just a mountain of money. So much money. This is like a Thug Life Exist moment right here. Just so much money. Whereas NIP are just barely cobbling together another buy.
Yeah, and at this point, NIP really has to get something going, and I think actually they should move more heavily towards the A-bomb site. Like, just see if they can get earlier entry picks without having, you know, committing too heavily in apps, walking too far up, really. If they can see if they can work something through the middle area, because right now Smith is playing extremely passively in arch. This is something he usually does. NIP should be aware of that. And with, you know, Shoxi or Kyoshima basically have been living inside of buttons for the early stages of the round, that leaves a gap opening for quad that you could actually try to challenge if you're NIP.
Seems like NIP again, though. I mean, they're once again going through the motions. They have Freiburg, you know, scouting out Banana, but then they also have them clearing out apartments. So they get control of apartments, and now they've worked their way around, making sure that the boost. Oh man, the timing. The timing would have been unreal for Forrest to check, and then for Kyo to get boosted up after that. That would have been just incredible. And instead is going to be a quick rotation back towards that B site. This is NIP trying to change things up, and here you go, the execute through. NBK not going to get that first one, but the Molotov will certainly pick up Freiburg. They're just rushing their way into pool, and Happy's point-blank spray takes out 2 NIP members and goes for a third as well. Just going to be Forrest left in a 1v4, 30 seconds left, and he's just boxed. NBK will find him. But a solid hold for Envy. 10 rounds on the board now. The pain train, man, it just keeps rolling.
Yeah,
NIP.
Really, NIP seem kind of clueless as to where they want to go. This is definitely, you know, similar to what, I mean, this looks more like NIP we saw versus TSM on Inferno. You know, not that major winner that always brings it back on Inferno. And right now I don't know, they don't have anywhere to go. They just seem completely out of it.
They do seem to be wondering. They do seem to be wondering right now, but let's see. They're going for a fast play up arch this time to potentially catch out Smith. Kyoshima, however, waiting in that corner, and he's got the support now as well from his teammate. He's going to be able to pick up that first frag. They're going to nade him down, and then the double kill opening comes in. Exist and Freiburg both.
Yeah, and actually Happy making a bit of a mistake there, pushing way too aggressively down behind them, because Envy at that point thought Nip had committed fully to that A push, and instead it gets picked off, and now you can see obviously Envy in a really awful situation, spread way too thin, and Smith has to do something absolutely insane for this to work for the French team.
Is it going to happen, or does he decide to passively hold this angle? And where do NIP take it after this? Smoke to block their trail so they don't have to worry about getting caught in the back. Smith reposition himself in time. And the rotation already inching its way across the map now from NBK as well, but he's just going to be so far away, he's never going to know what hit him. They go right past him before he can do anything about it. And now NBK is going to step in here. And really, if NBK is anywhere on this side of the map, it's just to do economic damage. It's to get some kills and make this as costly a round as possible for NIP.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, as you can see there on the scoreboard, NIP's money situation is not really great. So, yeah, even though they're going to get, you know, extra money for the bomb plant, whatever, they're going to win the round, obviously. You know, that tiny bonus that you get, $300 for planting, like all that stuff, if you actually lose your entire equipment, you know, it's not enough. It's not a big enough bonus.
He's not going to get it done this time, so NIP managed to hold, and that's a third round now for their T side here on Inferno. So they seem to struggle somewhat, but they are making adjustments. They are putting pressure early, and they are managing to catch some members out for Envy. So NIP, they are not done yet. If this ends 10-5, I think that the Swedes are going to be feeling, well, the Swedes +1, right, are going to be feeling very happy about the situation.
Oh, they have to be there. And actually, this is actually the first time we're going to see Alu actually having the money to buy up with an AWP.
Yeah, you're right,
on the
actually.
T side. So maybe that also could be a saving grace for the Swedish team.
But again, they do take their time with it. They're going to go ahead and clear out apartments this time, but then they build off of that with the AWP. So the shift is coming. This time around, however, Kyo not wasting as much time with this boost. So let's see if Alu is actually going to check it out if he realizes, because for now he's going to get caught by Smith. What reactions? Both take a shot, and Smith is the one to land. But Get Right's got to be feeling pretty pleased about this right now. He hasn't died yet, Ben. He's still alive.
Yeah, trying to draw as much attention towards the A-bomb side as possible, and it's actually working out really well. Happy again, having rotated way too early. That leaves MBK all by himself.
Yeah, very, very quick rotations coming out, and then the insta-give coming in from Forrest. Happy trying to spray as best he can. He will do a little bit of damage, but it's not significant. It's not enough. The bomb will get planted here by Exist, and in a bit of a cheeky spot as well. Orange is way back, about as far back in there as you can get it, too. So they're just looking to set up residence on this bomb site. NIP are not going to be leaving it at all here. 4v4 retake coming in, but there's the initial frag. Smith is waking up. Does not manage to pick up the kill into Dark, but still, they've got him boxed in at this point. Exist, blind, not going to be able to stop it. Another kill comes in. Kyoshima is going to find that one. And Exist gets cleared out, and man, NIP just cannot hold. Envy, they will have the time for the defuse. No, they won't. Wait, yes, they will. I thought for some reason that they actually took a second there to get somebody on that bomb.
So yeah, and again, there was a bit of a wonky afterplant really from NIP's side. I think definitely they could have done more to actually play off of time. Get Right definitely committed too hard. I mean, I think it actually would have been okay, regardless of where the plant actually was. I think it's okay to let one or two pass by through main there after he picks up that first kill.
Ooh. That flash, double spray for Happy. Nearly gets a triple as well. And they are just trying to keep up the pressure here. Freiburg just pushes relentlessly through, trying to take that peek. He gets spotted out, however, and now it's going to turn into Duck, Duck, Goose. Smith is here, and he gets the spot. I mean, the flank works out perfectly. And Envy, they're on their way to a near perfect half. It's looking very likely that we're going to get a 12-3 here. 1v4 finish for Get-Right, and he's getting boxed as well. There's nowhere for him to go. He has to go forward. This is it. But there are 3 members for Envy staring down Banana. There's one. Pop flash out as well, but it's not going to be good enough. NBK will cut him off, cut him short, and it's going to be a 12-3 end to the half here in favor of the Frenchman.
Yeah, I mean, that to me, that was more of a poor T half from NIP than a brilliant CT side from Envy. And that's not to take anything away from EnVyUs, because obviously they did the correct things in most rounds. I mean, actually, the few rounds that NIP picked up, it's mainly because Envy got too aggressive. You saw Happy, pushing down Banana, getting caught out, and the second round on B. Actually, they didn't win that, but that's what gave them the opportunity with Happy rotating way too early over towards A and leaving MBK all by himself. I mean, yeah, NIP seemed kind of close as to where they wanted to go and what they wanted to do, and they got stuck in the same track really for a lot of the first half.
I think what was real rough as well is just the how little of an impact Get-Right was able to have up in apartments.
Yeah, eventually, he stopped going there.
Yeah,
for a while.
They forced him out of apartments. He just wouldn't even go up the stairs at that point because he doesn't know if he's going to get pop flashed again, if Shoxy's just going to come around the corner, or Kiyoshima's lurking in bedroom. It just never seemed like he was able to get his finger on what was actually happening up there. So now we have to see if he's going to be able to change things up somewhat here, if he's going to be able to lock down that portion of the map. But for now, at least, we go into the second half here, the pistol round. NIP now swapping over to the CT side, and Envy will be on the offense. They will be the aggressors, and they're just going barreling up mid until that smoke goes down. Perfect timing there from Get-Right, and they are going to stop short. So now change of pace, change of direction. Do you agree with this, Ben?
I mean, yeah, from Envy's side, that's definitely the right move to do. I mean, you don't want to run through smokes at pretty much any given point, but especially not in a pistol. NIP though, they've actually stacked up on the B bomb side, so they should have a really good chance actually to hold this off.
Except that Shoxy continues to find headshots relentlessly. He will get dropped by Freiberg, who plays behind new boxes. And this is now into a 2-on-3. Rotation coming in, however. Happy, he's just going to have to hoof it as fast as he can across this map. Get through into CT, but he has to be careful. He can't give away his position. And he starts walking just in time, but then goofs and doesn't land the shot. Alu's going to get caught in the crossfire, though, so they do manage to stabilize. And this is now so even between the two of them. But that was a big opportunity there for Happy to just tomb Alu right off the bat and keep the pressure up. Instead, now it turns into this waiting game because NIP are just sitting on the bomb. They have the bomb at their feet. They don't need to peek. Get-Right is just holding in Banana, and there's Freiberg. He takes out Kiyoshiima. That instant headshot. Happy, not going to be able to turn in time. He needs to get this kill instantly, and he will. Burst fire to the face. Freiberg is very low on HP as well, and he's going to get found. Happy does it at the end. 1v2 clutch scenario, and he pulls it off. Envy, they get that start once again in the second half.
Yeah, they get off to a great start, and I think that should have been Nip's round. I definitely should have think that should have been Nip's round. I'm actually surprised that Get-Right didn't actually connect with more shots.
Agreed,
on Happy
yeah.
there. Especially because Happy went out to clear towards Banana and actually kind of halfway turned away when Get-Right came back, and that should have been an easy kill for Get-Right.
Get-Right can be at times a momentum player though, and maybe the rough start that he got to begin with is affecting his play somewhat here. That was a very nice crossfire though over at Arch, but then MBK steps in with the UMP. He's gonna get 2. Get-Right and Boiler taking a bit of a peek, not gonna be able to pick up the frag, but he's done significant damage to Kiyoshiima at least. So that's gonna slow down Envy a little, or rather, that's gonna slow down Envy a little bit here. He eventually goes for the repeat though, and Kiyoshiima gets revenge. Now just Freiberg and Forrest left alive for NIP, trying to spread out to figure out where is this bomb, because they haven't seen the bomb yet, actually. So this might be a little bit confusing here for the Swedes.
And they're actually opting to play both plays on the same bomb site, which is, I guess if you want to have a shot at actually winning the round, that's probably the best way to go about it.
That was a thing of beauty right there, though. That combo, HE Nova shot. Freiberg, it's like an artist, watching an artist at work.
It seems like Envy starting to get that feel that, NIP might be playing to people towards the A-bomb site. And hence they rotate over, but Freiberg, he's onto it.
I would think that they just heard that Speedway, that run on Speedway there. They're pre-firing that angle, and this is not the best weapon to have here. The Nova, long range, is really tough. He actually has to use this smoke to try and close the gap, Freiberg. He's just going to run and gun and try and get behind the truck, but now getting past that, You walk right into a bullet from Happy. They are not going to let you get close enough to use that shotgun and pick up that money. Forrest, however, with the UMP, he could have a bit of a better shot at range with it.
And it does have armor as well, so I wouldn't be too surprised if Forrest is going to sit in this angle and wait for someone to potentially, push up on him and try to get some exit frags. Otherwise, it's not the worst weapon in the world to actually have for a second eco.
Certainly. I mean, it does terrific damage versus armor right now, the UMP. One of the highest out of the SMGs, so it's a good weapon to have, and it's $600 per kill if you can get it to work for you. NBK picked up 2 kills that last round as well with one, so, I mean, they're doing all right. P90, unless they've made a change, that's only $300 for the SMGs, though, just because it's the Pro 90, so, what. But,
yeah, you can see Forrest dropping off his PT50 from the previous round. I think it was Alu who was the recipient of that. So yeah, they're sharing the care right now for NIP, and they kind of need to. Everyone needs to have the best opportunity to actually get away with the kill, because EnVyUs are one round away from that point.
Easy shot there on to get right. Shoxy's gonna find Alu as well. That's the P250 down there. Now we have a man and Arch already rotating through, but they're trying to play this sneaky. Look at Happy, though. Happy in his lurker role, rather. I'll get it right eventually. He is going to get caught, though. That is big. Forrest and Freiberg teaming up on him in Banana. And now Exist trying to push through this smoke, trying to find that angle. He is not going to get it in time, but they know that the bomb is now on the A site and that it is going to get planted here. So NIP going to be able to react accordingly and see if they can't close things off. Freiberg making the right call right now, trying to save this AK. But that UMP and that P250, see if you can't get a little bit more money out of it.
Forrest actually, he's not going to attempt to save, I would imagine, because he's going to be able to buy up anyway. Just try to catch Shane. Yeah, catch Smiths up in a weird angle. Didn't even bother to pick up the weapon. So he just wants to, make as much money as possible before this round ends. Picks up shocks as well.
But that's, oh, okay, well, there we go. Kiyoshima's going to stop him from picking up the gun, but that could have potentially even been a second rifle there for Forrest. Although, I don't know if there would have been just enough time for him to get out of dodge if he'd suffered any damage before that. So, not sure if he would have just gone up with the bomb. But still, 2 kills, I mean, extra $1,200. He makes Envy spend a lot of money this round. So that was a very costly round for Envy for as far as an anti-eco is concerned.
Yeah, and at this point, that's kind of, you have to grasp at straws to find something that is going your way. And for NIP, it's the fact that, well, if we win a couple of rounds in a row, we're going to have them on eco. But obviously, Forrest dying to MBK right away does not do any good.
Let's see how things are going here. Freiberg is going to take this fight, but great positioning there by Envy. They stack up together, making sure that they can trade the frags and maintain that man advantage that they've got now. So Exist is now the only man alive on this B side, and Envy are just knocking at the door. They already have the nades to set this up as well. It does seem like they could... I would really counsel against going through the smoke. It seems like they're going to be very patient right now.
Yeah, and Exist on his end, no smokes left, no nades, nothing really. He has to get a great spray in, and that's pretty much it.
Well, there you go. You ask and you shall receive. Nice kill there. 2 to bring it back in. That bomb looks like it's going to get planted, although this comes down to timing here. Exist, if he hears that bomb plant happen, is he going to go rushing through? Already pushing through construction, looking to see if he can find an angle to work with. He's already got his teammate as well. Get right there to watch his back. But Happy with that fresh smoke. Another smoke going down. Kiyoshima has found Alu, at least that's one member. And Happy now looking like he wants to set up for a push through. Trying to go for something crazy. Is he just trying to buy time? What is he doing? He's contemplating life, watching a flash grenade go through the air while his teammate is going for the wild spray and runs out of bullets. Get right will come through in the end. And that was very close. And it's going to be close with the defuse as well.
Get right will have... We'll have the time to defuse it, but yeah, I have no idea what Happy was doing. It's like a poor imitation of Snacks and what he tries to. That
was like three flashes they just kept throwing up and.
Yeah, and he actually could have used that, to his advantage at some point instead of just like making it abundantly clear, like, oh yeah, I'm just going to continue to stay in this spot where you could see, nades fly up.
What is he thinking, man? I mean, maybe it's because they're on match point, not match point, but map point. 15-4. I mean, that's a pretty good scoreline to have T-side Inferno.
Yeah, it's not a bad place to be, but he definitely could have done more out of it, so I'm not really sure what that was, but yeah. Oh, well, they're just unscoping the second that he actually sees someone in pit.
Oh man, I was thinking that was the perfect flash, but then 4 guys are there. Freiburg, that's unfortunate. Forrest is not going to be the only man here. Quick rotation coming in from NIP. They just need to buy time, and the double spray comes in for Forrest. That's the kind of damage they need. Quick push through, Exist imitating Existence, and he is just going to get the pain in. Does manage to drop Shoxy, so we're into a 2-on-2. And that smoke preventing Happy from spotting out Exist. It might be just on the edge, not going to get him. But Getright has taken out his teammate Kyoshima, and it's down to Happy now, just spraying wildly, and he gets nothing out of it. Gets a bullet to the face from Getright, and Getright even manages to save the AWP for all of that. That right there is the kind of round that NIP need to get their game going again.
Yeah, and I think that's the big key, really. Like, even though this map might be lost for NIP, it's definitely a better feeling to go into the second map, you know, having lost 16-10, for instance, instead of 16-3.
NBK, once again, taking a little bit of time there, but this is going to be pretty much a hard eco coming out. Well, 3, no, not a hard eco, far from it, in fact. They've got 2, 3 Tech 9s, a Deagle, flash grenade. Smith is the one who's ecoing, but I imagine that's because he wants to pick up the AWP. So doesn't want to be spending any, you know, excess money if he can get the AWP next round. That makes perfect sense. Olu, I think, hits 1, and manages to dodge the double. Forrest is going to pick up 1, and right now it's literally just blender time. Exist, I don't know if he spotted the last man there, but that was the bomb. Yeah, he comes back to check and picks up NBK. So just a little bit of damage dealt to Getright. A kill on Forrest. I mean, not the best eco round, but still doing some damage to NIP.
Yeah, I mean, for NIP it doesn't really matter as long as you can replenish the people who die. You don't really care, because if you lose a round, it's over. Going to a new map, so they're going to be fine as long as they just scrape 1 more round on the board. As for Envy, obviously, you know, minimal investment, and you know, didn't get Kevlar or anything, just a couple of pistols and 1 flash, so you know, they're not too bothered. And oh no, yeah, just the world's shortest break.
Yeah, I know, they're just keeping us on our toes, man. See how many breaks we can fit into 1 map.
Yeah, and you know, prior to the game started, we talked about Alu, how he was, you know, the man who actually shined the brightest for NIP during the finals versus Fnatic. Right now, he's having a really hard time actually getting his game going.
Yeah, Getright has really turned his around. In fact, just seems to be getting rounds, or at least kills consistently each and every round. Now, but Olu just hangs around a little bit too long, and NBK is going to crouch walk right into him. Exist, however, aggressive position here, needs to be able to pick up the second frag to fight his way out of here. However, Shoxy just keeping him pinned down with 14 HP left, and they are not wasting any time with him. They're going to run right onto that A site, catch Forrest out of position, and get the bomb plant. This is now the do or die time here for NIP. After that tactical pause, Envy get a perfect insert onto that A site, and now it's a near impossible situation here for NIP. They need to be able to pick up a kill quickly, but all of the angles are going to be watched here, and Shoxy's even on the hunt. Yeah, Exist does pick up 1. Shoxy going to pick that, and then NBK will be the last man to pick up a frag here on this first map. 16-6 finish for Envy, and that's the kind of confidence play that they really needed.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, if they were having confidence issues prior to this game,